Peter Dolan's Director of Science and Assessment with the EPA, and their report received some criticism of the South Australian study. Peter Dolan, welcome to the program.
Good morning.
Do you find that this report now that's coming out of Victoria, which was working hand in glove, matter of fact, I think it was actually commissioned by a wind farm over there, a major wind farm, is that going to make you revisit your testing here, and in particular look at not just noise but also resonance and vibration, I suppose?
No. In fact, it is a very interesting development. What we find with this debate is that generally people who are opposed to wind farms get very angry with wind farms and actually distrust any sampling paid for by wind farm companies, and vice versa. So what's interesting about this is actually that Stephen, who's generally associated with an anti-wind farm movement, has worked with a wind farm company. I think that's the groundbreaking aspect of this. There isn't anything actually in the executive summary of the report which deals with vibration, which I found interesting, because they certainly took vibration measurements, as Stephen said, but there are no sort of conclusions based on that. And we're still looking at the report and its appendices, which we find interesting. But we didn't find anything in the report which would lead us to review our guidelines, no.
You haven't even finished reading it by the sounds of it.
Well, it's hundreds of pages.
Yeah, so
going through it. And
so wouldn't you need to read it before you decided whether you'd need to revisit your guidelines?
Well, I don't know if you've read it, but if you read in the summary, there's actually
I did read it yesterday.
There is a statement that says there's not enough data from this study to justify any change in regulation. Now, that's from Stephen's report. He has looked at something which is different to what we've looked at. So,
yes, that's the point we're trying to get to, Peter, here, with not a lot of time to go now. Just quickly, will you look at vibrations? We'll need a very quick answer on that.
No.
Okay. All right. Peter Dolan's Director of Science and Assessment with the EPA. It'd be good to read the full report before you made that decision, I suppose.